If you've been doing a lot of planning, getting ready for retirement, or you are already retired and still actively planning, good for you. As a retirement income certified professional, I realize that nobody's plan is the same and everybody's got their own priorities. So today's topic is from 10K racing to hip replacing. I know a lot of people have thoughts about how they want to retire, but I've had a number of conversations recently with clients that are really concerned about when they retire and if they're waiting too long. It was interesting that I had almost identical conversations with two appointments this past week about people that are in their 60s and they're not concerned that the typical concern they'd have enough money and should they keep waiting until they're sure they're going to have enough money. It was kind of the opposite. They were concerned that they're going to wait too long and they're not going to be able to enjoy all the activities that they really have been planning for. How'd that get in there? He's not retired. In fact, one of the clients I was talking to this past week, their concern wasn't having enough money or even doing some of the things they like to do. They were more concerned with being at the end of life and having a bunch of money and not having used it. In the same week, I met with a client who was in their 70s, and in my world, that's not that old. But this poor person had gotten through a heart attack, a hip replacement, and now a broken foot. And that pretty much took their year away through inactivity. Again, I don't think 70 is very old, but they hadn't seen it coming, and it obviously derailed part of their retirement plans. It's not easy trying to figure out how much you're going to need because people do tend to spend more early, not as much in the middle, and more at the end for healthcare costs. It's really illustrated by this chart here, the go-go years when you're doing the things you'd like to be doing, the slow-go years when you may be healthy, but maybe a little more sedentary than you were before, and the no-go years where some of the medical bills start to pile up. For those of you that have watched even more than a few of my videos, I think you're going to be guessing where I'm going with this. You need a plan. The sooner you start planning, the better off you'll be. Plan not just for a certain amount of money over a certain amount of time, figuring inflation, all that stuff, but plan for the unexpected. And then mesh those plans with your priorities and see what it looks like. The sooner you start, probably the more successful that plan is going to be.